We're going to talk about a self-defense case for every target that's getting targeted with directed energy weapons, electronic harassment. This is a very easy self-defense case. It doesn't matter what they tell you. It doesn't matter what the government said, the pussy government says. If these people are targeting with direct energy weapons, they're called DEWs. James Giordano admits that they're called weapons, tries to downplay them like they're not weapons, but they're still categorized as the word weapon. If they're using these weapons to do what they're doing to each and every target, that means they're using weapons against you, which in that case means you have to protect yourself. These are weapons. So it's a very clear-cut case. We're going to talk about self-defense and how this is going to work. If one of these groups gets exposed, maybe not the group that's dick riding me and hiding from me and trying to talk to me for fucking 10 years straight, the pedophile fucking losers that got beat up and picked on their whole lives, that are now sitting in a room and they were offered a fucking position. I don't even call it a job because they don't get paid for it, so it's not a job. You only get paid for it if it's a job. You have to question the integrity of a person that would sit there and dedicate their whole life to something, a pathetic cause that doesn't progress them at all financially, but they only do it for the simple fact of their self-satisfaction, which makes them what? Very simple. There's a common denominator that's putting these people in a room together. They're not just a regular person that ended up in some room using science equipment for the government. They're not just an average person. They're not just a regular person walking down. There's a reason why they were picked to be a part of this sorry-ass, pathetic cult that they're in. There's a pinpoint, precise common denominator that fits everybody that's in these cults, the remote neural monitors. It's not money, because when you don't leave a room, you can't spend money. So when you're stuck in a fucking underground facility for the rest of your life, obviously money is not the motive. So what else could it be then if it's not money? This is their life. What common denominator were they chosen for? You have to ask yourself. It's not military. Military contracts have expirations on them. The pedophile, loser, fucking pussy-ass bullied clowns that got beat up their whole lives and they're attached to my dick all day, they've been there for over 10 years, so that would exceed any military contract. That easily exceeds any military contract. A decade. So financial obviously isn't the answer, because once you're in a part of a fucking pedophile cult like this, there's no financial obligation and or there's no financial prize for you. So you have to take money out of the equation. Military would be a binded contract with somebody. It's not military because they're exceeding deadlines. What is the common denominator putting these fucking losers in a room together? You have to ask yourself that. I've been targeted for almost a decade. Not just like you people, some of you people that are targeted and we have cars following us. No, that's not what the fuck, that's not what I'm talking about. The only other targets that don't know what I'm talking about are the ones that are getting hit with the direct energy weapons. If you're getting followed around by cars and you're trying to make this like this big thing, no, that's like the beginning steps. When you're getting harassed with directed energy weapons 24/7 all day long for years on end, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. And for you people that don't understand, you're not understanding. If you're getting targeted by this weaponry, you don't understand it. It's a lot more than it's way harder to explain than when it's what's really going on to you, when it's really going on with you. As a target, only the targets could explain and understand where the passion that I have with this, because they're the only ones that can actually relate to me in this situation. The people that are being targeted by this weaponry are being targeted to a way that is like unimaginable, unbelievable. You have a group of fucking people that are attached to your brain with a BMI, brain machine interface. They're literally pressing buttons all day. And like I said in previous videos, just because they're pressing buttons and they're using this equipment doesn't mean they have to be smart. They downplayed every type of software for anybody to use it. You can hop on a computer right now and a 5th grader could run fucking Windows. Because as long as you're taught the basics, how to type on a keyboard and press this button and click the mouse, you can operate the rest of the system. Just because it's fucking multi-million-dollar government software doesn't mean they're hiring scientists for this. Because you have to ask yourself, when a scientist has a job doing something, they have to have some sort of motive for what they're doing. Other than their self-satisfaction of being a fucking a clown that got bullied their whole life and got picked on, and now they can actually talk to someone and not get beat up for the first time. That's the only thing that would put these people together. So what's the common denominator that's putting these people together? You have to ask yourself, did they do something wrong in the past that the government knows? The government's the smart ones. These people that are in these rooms are fucking idiots. They brag about hiding from people. They have your location on a fucking screen in front of them. They choose to hide from you. So you got to ask yourself, what type of person in this world would have your location and choose to hide from you instead of coming near you to say all the things that they have to say to you? There's only a few different type of people that would actually qualify and fit in this category. Judging by the fact that I've been in prison before, I've been around every type of human being possible, it only makes sense that the people that are in these computer labs are literally in some sort of a cult and or / a concentration camp for a specific type of person. And what would that person be? What would the common denominator be? What would the main reason? Because there's not anybody in these groups. If you're getting targeted by the technology I'm talking about, you would understand that everybody in this group is on the same wavelength of stupid. They're all, one of them is just as dumb as the next. So when you think the next one's gonna come in and maybe they'll have some sympathy or they'll understand, they don't. They all have the same exact morality, which is one of a fucking 5th grader. What is the common denominator that's putting all these fucking people in a room together and them actually getting excited to do what they do? They're not just sitting here doing this as a job. They're not getting paid. So they don't have a financial motivation. Other than the self-satisfaction these type of people get, which is fucking disgusting if you'd ask me. Anybody that sits in a room that doesn't get paid to do something, dedicates every minute of their pathetic life to something like this, and the self-satisfaction that they get is actually annoying somebody. You would have to ask, what type of person would fall in this category? What type of people are these? What type of people are the government handpicking and sticking in a room together? They're not completely retarded, but they're one level above that. And if you do some quick math on, or investigating on IQ levels and things in that area, there's a IQ that most mentally retarded people fall in. And I think it's like 60 or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. It's been a while since I looked it up. But sexual predators and child molesters are literally in the next category up from being retarded. Mentally retarded. Like literally. Scientifically. So these type of people are just smart enough to know how to speak, but have a lot of the same attributes as mental retarded people. So you have to ask yourself, what type of people would sit in a room, 10, 20 people at a time, have all this technology, have your location on a screen in front of them, and instead of walking up to you trying to talk to you, they sit in a room and hide from you. And they're actually proud of themselves. And the self-satisfaction, because money's not a motive in a situation, the self-satisfaction that these type of people get is literally based off of one common trait. And being targeted for over a decade, I'm 99% positive, I'd bet any amount of money on it, that these people are put in these rooms almost like a FEMA concentration camp. And they're sitting in there the rest of their fucking lives. And they were put in that room for a mistake that they made. What could that mistake be? Obviously, anything that falls in a category of a sexual predator. These people, I've been around sexual predators. I used to not be able to tolerate sexual predators because of my morals. But now the fact that I'm targeted, I'm trying to learn people because I'm trying to come to conclusions on how this is possible. So I work with somebody that's actually has a sexual... A lot of these traits that these people display, he shows the same exact traits. And it's not just with him, because I've been doing my own study on this. I've been around other sexual predators since I've been out of prison, and all of them share the same common traits. It's lack of sympathy, lack of empathy, and not to mention the fact that just their outrageously stupid fucking decision-making process. But the government really figured it the fuck out. You put this many fucking people that have those type of charges on them in a fucking room together, give them the means to hide from somebody, and to put a $2 million computer in front of them, and that's the rest of their life. This is the most exciting thing they've ever been through in their life. Do you know what type of people these have to be to actually get excited from this? When I'm the type of person that I could just walk up and just slap somebody in their fucking shit if I got a problem with them, beat them up, kick them in their ass and keep it moving. Do you know what type of person you have to be to get excited to hide from somebody for a decade and brag about hiding from them? Do you know how just dumb, do you know the brain capacity that you have to be stupid enough to actually sit in a room for 10 years straight? Not only sit in a room for 10 years straight, miss 10 Christmases, 10 New Year's, 10 holidays straight, which means that obviously nobody cares about them. Why would nobody care about them to this extent? It has to be something that they did. And what could they have done other than a sexual charge? I don't see any other thing possible. Meanwhile, the government's trying to pawn them off as scientists. But scientists won't sit in a room. They're too smart. They have morals. Scientists want $250K a year. You get what you pay for. You put a bunch of broke, homeless people that could barely even make it in the real world in a room together. That all of them are either gay, which we already know what that means, sexual predators, rapists, all these people that are mentally fucked up in the head. You put them in a room together. You tell them this is their new life. Take money out of the equation. And this is like a fucking free-for-all for these type of people. The sad thing about it is, these people, this is their life. They don't have anything else going on in their life. They can't amount to anything. This is their greatest achievement, is sitting in a room annoying somebody. That is the greatest achievement they've ever accomplished in their sorry ass lives. Grown fucking men and grown women that can't even make a fucking sandwich at McDonald's, that have literally thought they've graduated to some sort of special program, because when you give, it's like putting a retard in a Lamborghini. What's gonna happen if you put a retarded person behind the wheel of a Lamborghini? They're not gonna know how to use it. They're probably gonna get in behind the wheel, turn, and as soon as they get in that car, within 10 seconds they're gonna crash. But fortunately for them, them crashing is it's untraceable technology. So what do? We gotta just sit here as targets and eat this shit. We have to listen to a retard that's in a Lamborghini, pretty much, that has the brain capacity of a fucking 5-year-old. A group of them. Do you know what the fuck that shit is like for fucking listening to this shit? Listening to this shit day and night. Trying to sleep at night. Wondering how these people, because you're sitting here with your IQ level wondering how is this possible? It's very possible, given the fact that you have a certain type of person in that room together. Because one person that's smarter than the rest of them will obviously trump everybody in that room. So they have to have a common denominator, which it has to be a sexual fucking charge. Now, let's say, for instance, a target like me ends up getting the location because I have money on their location. I'll put several fucking videos out stating that I have money for their location. When the government doesn't do anything about it because they just turn the other cheek, what happens in a case like this? As stated earlier in the video, if these people are using direct energy weapons on you, you have their location, it's a clear-cut case. Yeah, the government, once they find out that you know where these people are hiding, they're going to try to stop you. But keep in mind, it's not going to be at a military base. It's going to be in just like all these other cults that get exposed 20 years after the fact. Where do they get found? In some little farmhouse in the middle of fucking nowhere. What happens in a situation like that? Let's say you walk in and you see all these people using all this technology. You're on the screen. They're using these weapons against you. That's literally all you need to handle the situation after that. Nobody's going to miss these people. Nobody's going to care. Obviously, they missed 10 years of their life just to sit here and fucking talk to me through a satellite. Nobody's wondering where the fuck they are. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if they're fucking 6 feet underground. So what do you think's gonna happen? These people are trying to fucking kill and destroy your life with the only tools that they can use because they're too fucking stupid to use any other tools. Like I said, it's like a retard with a Lamborghini. Imagine a fucking retard getting a Lamborghini for their first car. Could you imagine that? That's what this is like for these people. To them, they're still stuck on how cool the technology is, and they're too stupid to progress. So they just sit there and do nothing with it. Well, you have these other groups of people that are remote neural monitoring people that are actually doing what they're supposed to do, which is bringing the government information, bringing in terroristic information to the government. Then you have these certain groups of people that are actually satisfied just sitting here because of their sexual predators, sitting here fucking talking to someone like me. Because at the end of the day, if they walk up to me and say anything to me, anybody in that group walks up to me and states the fact that they were the one that's been targeting me for 10 years and says one fucking sentence to me, they would literally get beat to a pulp. They can't do that. They know that. They're fucking sexual predators. This is all they can do. This is their greatest achievement in their life. Sitting in a room annoying somebody. Do you know how fucking dumb you have to be to get satisfaction off of something that fucking pathetic? Do you know the fucking level of stupidity that we're dealing with as targets? And the crazy thing is, a lot of you targets actually, because of what you hear from these other targets, you think these people are actually smart. You give them way too much credit. When you've been targeted for almost 10 years, you'll see that the longer you're targeted, you'll see the dumber these people are. What's the common denominator? Put it in the comments. What do you think the common denominator is that's putting all these people together? I've heard a million. Oh, these were previous targets. I'm not buying that shit, bro. There's only two options possible in this whole equation. If these people were ever walking planet Earth before, that's option 2, by the way, they had to do some nasty shit, which would be some sexual predator shit, to all get put in a room together. And or option B, which would be, like you've seen in movies, it's not too hard to believe, these people were born into this fucking shit. Born into a computer lab. They're petri dish babies. Manufactured by the government. Only taught this much. There's a movie called The Island. If you've never seen it, go watch the movie called The Island. Then you'll understand what I'm talking about. These type of people could be manufactured in some underground facility, and this is all they know. They don't have a life outside of this. That's the only other option. Option A, they're sexual predators. Option B, they're manufactured people that were literally made in some underground facility with no family, no life, and this is the fucking life that they live. Either way, they're broke, they're homeless, and they're fucking brainwashed idiots. They need a fucking $1 million computer to make themselves feel like they're actually somehow important when only one person can hear them versus the 25 people that are in their fucking room. The group that's assigned to me, the group of pussy-ass pedophiles that's assigned to me, is so fucking pathetic that the police don't even listen to them anymore. Do you know how fucking embarrassing you have to be to actually not get a response from the police department when there's a 90-year-old lady next door that can call the police and they'll listen to her? When you have a government community of fucking people that are sitting here using government C4ISR tools and the fucking police won't even listen to them? Do you know the level of stupidity that these people are that we're dealing with? That the fucking police department won't even listen to these people because they burned every bridge. Out of the 10 years that I've been targeted, listening to these fucking pedophiles talk for 10 years straight, you're not understanding. It's a constant 6 at minimum at all times. Minimum 6 of them. Sometimes there's more, sometimes there's 6 minimum. Some of them they swap out, and then you have the complete losers that don't even fucking leave the chairs. There's 2 things that I've heard in 10 years straight of my life that I actually believe that came out of their fucking nutless fucking mouths. One of them was, we took a big gamble to keep watching you, which I already know what that means. I was just checking time on this. If they say they took a big gamble to watch me, that could only mean one thing. That means when the pussy-ass commander came in and asked them what they're doing, that means they lied, gave them some bullshit fucking reason, and that's why they're still sitting there. Their dick-sucking pussy commander that probably takes dick in the ass is another pussy-ass motherfucker, came into their sorry-ass cult and asked them what they were doing still, and they fucking told a bold-faced lie to sit there and continue using these tools against me. Now they're in a situation that if they don't produce what they told this pussy-ass motherfucker, then they're all probably faced with some sort of consequence. Whether it's them getting in trouble, maybe them going to some fucking pussy ass prison for pedophiles like them. But the only thing, there was one other thing too. I don't even want to get into it right now. I'm running out of time. The only thing that I really took serious that these fucking pedophiles said in 10 years was, we took a big gamble to keep watching you. That was the only thing one of the fucking homos said. One of the fucking fudge packers. The pussy ass dick riding fucking fudge packers said. That's actually believable. Everything else is completely just put in the garbage. They sit there, they press record certain times. They'll only show their dick sucking fucking the handler certain things that you do. They'll dismiss certain things. They'll only use certain footage. They know when people are watching them, that they'll back off. They know when somebody's tapped in and someone else is watching what they got going on. They know. It shows them. So it's a never-ending cycle. So they'll fall back. They'll wait till the dick-sucking other pedophile that's watching, that has more rank over them, stops watching, and then they'll do everything that's possible in their pedophile world, which is scream your name all day, 10,000 times a fucking day, sit there and misuse all the equipment. But as soon as that pussy ass handler fucking taps back in, they sit there and act like they're so innocent. Then the pussy ass handler, that dick sucking handler that fucking handles these gay pedophiles, taps back in or physically shows up to their little pussy ass computer lab. They'll show these fucking gay little pedophiles, they're underachievers. They've never achieved shit in their life. Their greatest achievement is clipping this part of what they've been watching, maybe you flying off the handle, showing them that, and then not showing them anything else after that. This is the game they play. This is the only thing these pedophiles are good for. What was the big gamble that they told their handler to keep watching me? Obviously a fucking humongous lie. So now if they don't produce the lie that they told, they're faced with either prison or some sort of fucking consequence. But it'll never happen. I'd rather die. I'd rather the government try to fucking manufacture a case on me and me fucking go out by fucking, I'm not gonna even say through this because they'll probably use it as a fucking goddamn, I'd roll over, I'd rather be dead than sit here and cooperate with these pussy ass motherfuckers. Point blank, period. They will never defeat me, bro. These are fucking gay pedophiles. They got beat up their whole lives. They could never come close to me, bro. They need all this technology every minute of their sorry lives. 25 of these fucking idiots and government plugs to even try to accomplish anything in my life. And I'm still doing fucking good. And I'll never fucking fall off. Dick-sucking government watchers, if they don't produce what the fuck they said about whatever reason they're still watching me, if they don't produce that, bring in a polygraph. Bring a fucking polygraph test into that dick-sucking queer that's sitting in your fucking computer lab using your equipment. Free-loading, non-rent-paying, fucking homo, fucking straight-up homeless fucking queers, bruh. Bring a fucking polygraph in and polygraph every one of them. Every one of their fat, and the ugly fat bitches that are sitting in next to them cheering them on. Polygraph them too. They're too fucking stupid to outsmart a fucking polygraph. So polygraph them. See what that big gamble was that they're talking about. I don't make these videos for views. I make them for the dick suckers that are fucking part of this operation. The pussy ass dick suckers that are part of these dick sucking fucking intelligence agencies that are actually tapped in and watching my videos. The same dick sucking pussies that try to gain access to my account. Bring a polygraph test into your little pedophile cult, and all your answers will be fucking, all your questions will be answered. Other than that, good luck. manufacturing something on me. And if that does happen, it's going to be a bad day for everybody that tries me, bro. Just know that. It ain't going to be no court. Just know that.